Hello and welcome to another episode of the Sligo Show. This week we're chatting to one of the main organisers of the Sligo Whiplash Metalfest, a very popular Sligo festival, and it's coming up very soon on the August bank holiday weekend. And one of the organisers, Benny Murrin, you're very welcome to the Sligo Show.
Thanks for having me, Brendan.
Very good. So I know it's been a very popular festival in Sligo for years. Again, I can't say I've been there myself now, but I've seen the videos and I've heard the people talking about it, and it always seems well attended. In fairness, any of your one-off gigs during the year that you seem to do always seem to do well. So you seem to have the perfect plan now how to get the crowds in. But how did the actual festival itself start?
So in 2005, we decided, after a load of us used to go to gigs, a couple of lads all together always going to gigs. Instead of going to Dublin, we try and get something together here in Sligo ourselves. So we got a small bit of sponsorship and we went about it, and we were, to be honest with you, we had small numbers, just enough to cover ourselves, that we thought we'd be able to do it, and it's just surpassed what we thought we'd do.
From there on in.
So 2005 was fantastic.
Who did you have back then? Or
2005.
Was it tribute acts, or is it like, is there
what we tried to do was we had an Iron Maiden tribute and we had a Metallica tribute, and we had a lot of at the time. There was a good, actually, believe it or not, there was a good metal scene in Ireland 2005, 2006, 2007. So we had a couple of tribute acts to bring in, and we had a couple of local, not local, but original bands, Irish original bands on the undercard. That were big at bands like Stay Torment or Ground of Ruin. Who else had we? There was other ones. I just off the top of my head I can't recall, you know. But so it did extremely well. That was in the Leitrim Bar, 2005.
Yeah, I was going to say, where was it first? The Leitrim Bar.
So the first night we were like, 100 people. We had 250 people, something like that. Saturday night we were like, 150 people again, 300 people.
Brilliant.
And then we had obviously the Metallica tribute band. We thought we'd do really well with that, so we're looking at maybe 250 just to cover it. It was one of the best nights I've ever had in my life. Up in the Leitrim Bar, the place was absolutely grand, and just it went 2006, fantastic year. Then we had 2007, and the crash happened.
Okay, so it affected everyone a bit.
Affected everybody. People that were travelling, just not out of work or whatever, and there was no job. People weren't working and couldn't afford to travel. Because that was one of the main things. For 2005, 2006, a lot of people travelled from all over the country.
Maybe people in Sligo and some of the businesses maybe don't realise that you're actually filling hotel beds and restaurants and bars.
Well, we did. See, the thing is, this is part of Sligo Whiplash. I'm very proud of Sligo.
Yeah.
And it's got a lot to offer. Do you know what I mean? It's got a lot to offer. It's got everything you could want, like fishing, walking, golfing, surfing. You name it, Sligo's got in abundance. I'm very proud of my town and my county. I just think it's got a lot to offer, and people come down here and love this place.
As you said, it's a great music scene in Sligo. Maybe
fantastic.
The metal isn't as obvious every weekend, but you put it on for that one weekend. But you put off one-off gigs as well during the year. So
we do, But it's all kind of leading up. It's all kind of leading up to Whiplash, every year when we can get it off. Do you know what I mean? And we've been well supported,
And who else is kind of the key organisers, or it helps out?
This year, myself and Owen have been the main two, but we have other people we call on, like Killian Gordon, Dara Hopkins. There's loads of other people. If I'm short on information on something, I can give them a quick call and say, listen, blah blah blah. I need a shout on this. And I have to say, Andersons have been absolutely fantastic to deal with the last couple of years. Tommy, Brian, Ailing now, the two sailors, the SAS, as I do call them. But they're fantastic people to deal with.
They do, and they help a lot of different festivals in town, and they give them space. It's great to see. And how long would it take you now to put it together? When do you start planning?
I usually start at Christmas, but this one obviously has come back a couple of years with COVID, so it's been mainly in line. There's just a couple of them couldn't do it for whatever reason. So Christmas.
Okay.
I'd start.
So that's like 8 months odd.
Yeah.
Get it all together and get it right.
All together,
And what is this year's lineup then? Even if some people watching don't know, but I'm sure there's going to be plenty of people watching who do know.
Well, there's we'll start the Saturday night. So we have the Ghost tribute band. Ghost are they're mainstream metal band, if that makes sense to you.
Yeah.
They're the main. So these guys will have the masks on and
so
all
full
the stuff.
show.
Full show, it's fantastic. I haven't seen them myself, but getting back to Killian, my friend Killian knows the stuff, so I'd never doubt him. Killian said, you gotta have these guys. And I know a few of my friends have seen them and said they're absolutely fantastic. So we got those guys. Then we have another band called Crossfire. They're be like a speed thrash band from Dublin. And then I have Black Swan, who've played here in McGargles back in the day. They're good following in Sligo. And then we have Tusk, Jamie,
the guys,
and Matthew and those guys. They're playing as well. So that's the Saturday night. And then the Sunday night is we have an Iron Maiden tribute band from Northern Ireland. Iron Maiden, no introduction. After Iron Maiden, who we got after? Two Tales of Woe. Again, no strangers to Sligo. They've played here a few times. Another band, Animator from Wexford, a thrash band. Back to Two Tales of Woe. They're like a sludge, really heavy band. These guys have loads of experience playing with all different, like Crowbar and all, you name it. They've played with them. Animator, the same, from Wexford, thrash metal band. And then we have a band from Cork Cove called Juna's Eye. And then we just added recently another young band from Longford, Purified. They were initially due to play one of the afternoon gigs, but with all the COVID stuff and the gig, we had to pull it, so we put them back in on the on the bill.
And the time, so it's a Saturday and Sunday, but what's the kind of times it's running?
9 o'clock to close.
All right, okay. So he's jamming all those bands in that time. And it's late night as well, I presume. It's on at night. So it's a full 4 or 5 hours of live music. So it sounds like great fun. And as I said, what act are you looking forward to most yourself? Now, maybe you don't want to call out a favourite now, but if it is there one gig you'd be saying, I definitely can't wait to see that? It's okay, you mightn't have to pick
No, well, let's see. Honestly, there's probably 2 or 3, to be fair. Like, I'm not really looking forward to seeing Black Swan. Because those guys are, because they hadn't played in a wee while. There's a story. I suppose after COVID and everything, you haven't seen any of them in a while, maybe. I'm looking forward to seeing Black Swan probably, and probably Two Tales of Woe as well. I'm looking forward to seeing them all.
No, I know that. And if say now for someone that's not into their metal, like the festival is for everybody.
Oh, it's for
everybody.
And
even if it's not your type of music, maybe go in, you could be surprised. But I think some of these are real. It's a real energetic, real cool show to go and see. So it's worth going and checking.
I'll be honest with you, Brendan. I'm doing this nearly 20 years, and you mightn't think when I say this to you, I've never seen any trouble.
Never. Oh no, and I mean I don't even think that.
Never. Don't just put that out there. It's really energetic, and people go, "Oh, look at these guys! The big beards and whatever, tattoos." All
it's
that
a show,
stuff.
though. I seen a video of Rammstein playing in Cardiff there. They put on a show, the heavy metal guys. They've no shortage of energy.
I
know, very good.
It's all about the energy,
And if I give you like $100,000 now, what would be your favourite dream booking if you could book one?
If I could bring any band to Sligo. Iron Maiden. It cost me a bit more than $100,000.
I'd say so, but I mean, as I said, just a good interest to see who you'd love to see. You never know, we might get a GoFundMe going. And so, can people, like, apart from going to gigs and supporting you, can they give you help? Are you looking for help from any members of the public, volunteering, or any business supports or anything like that?
Any business support would be welcome towards the funding of it, but like as for volunteers, there's no shortage of volunteers. We've all covered. Like I'm Ray. I have to mention Ray
McAndrew.
The man's a legend.
The man is probably towing every festival and every venue that has music. In fairness, a real legend.
He really is. But we've everything covered. Like volunteers wise. But you can never have enough money, do you know what I mean? Like,
no, I know, and I think a lot of people they mistake local festivals. Like, they're selling a load of tickets. Like, you might sell a load of tickets at the end, but leading up to it, you're the one, I have to pay this bill. So I think people, if you're going to go, you can pre-buy your tickets for this. How much is it in, or where can they buy the tickets?
We're doing a weekend pass for €25. That covers your return. That's all.
That's for like 6 or 7, 8 bands maybe?
9 bands.
9 bands.
Wow,
that's great value.
So it's, you can buy them on Eventbrite, €25 or €15 per night.
Okay.
And then you come the Saturday night, you get your name will be there, so we give you your pass, and that's you done for the weekend.
Okay.
Or you can pay €15 on
each night.
Each night. Or you can just pay on the door 25 for the pass for the both nights.
All right, so you don't have to be online. So you pay on the door the first night, and you get your pass, or pay in individually. And like, where do people find out more? I presume it's on social media or website?
We have the Sligo Whiplash Facebook page, we have the Sligo Whiplash Instagram page, and SligoWhiplash.com.
So you'll be able to find all the details there.
All details there.
Well, Benny, fair play to you. All your your energy. It's great to see. There's a lot of individual people putting on festivals in Sligo, and you're one of them, and you always seem to have a great energy to any the individual gigs or the festival. And as you said, I think people in town need to realise, you know, you're bringing tourists into town and they'll come back. So well done, and best of luck to you and your team, and have a great weekend.
No bother. And thanks for having me, Brendan.
Very welcome, very welcome. Well, that was Benny there from the Sligo Whiplash Metalfest. So thanks to Benny for calling in, and make sure you check out all their social media and go in and check out a gig, even if it's not your thing. And if not, tell one of your metalhead friends to come along and check it out. And thanks again to Lily's here for letting us use their space upstairs, and Brian and Finian behind the cameras helping out as well. We'll see you next time. See you then. So if you liked what you just seen, don't forget to like and subscribe on our YouTube channel here. We've loads of great interviews from a load of really interesting people over the series. And if you're on social media, which I'm sure loads of you are, we are on Instagram and Facebook, so give us a follow there.